Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Daria, and today's practice is a slower moving, stretchy class. I really like this type of practice for when I'm just coming off of traveling or around this season of the year when things are really fast moving and kind of hectic and chaotic. I find this to be such a lovely balance. So today you just need yourself and some place to move. And whenever you're ready, let's get into it. We'll begin sitting tall in Sukhasana. If you'd like, you can prop your sit bones up onto a blanket, a bolster, a yoga block. Sometimes that can alleviate pain or tension around the hips and the lower back. And then find a conscious placement of your hands to your thighs. Facing up can be more kind of an opening, energizing position. Facing down can symbolize more of the grounding, anchoring type of energy. And then begin to allow your eyes to soften or fall closed. And right away, go inside of your physical body space. See how much your awareness can occupy and wander through all of the parts of yourself, all the way down to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. And what's the quality of your energetic state as you're arriving to this practice? And let whatever arises, whatever comes to the surface, be as it is. So we're removing the layer of judgment around our experience so that we can see it with more clarity and more neutrality. Notice the extension, the reaching of the central column of your spine into the earth and also up to the sky past the crown of your head. Broaden across your chest. Draw the heart forward and open. And create a very subtle humbling of your chin towards your chest so that the base of your skull can rise. And from this really spacious seat, observe the rhythm of your breath. And then get curious about if the breath could deepen and touch more space within the container of your torso. Can the inhalation travel all the way down to your sitting bones and your pelvic bowl? And can your exhalations be just as long as your inhalations? So we begin to find a symmetry, Samavriti Pranayama. And fade in Ujjayi as you're ready, the whispered ocean wave sound to the breath as it traces along the back of your throat, in and out through your nose. And take a couple more moments here, asking if there is anything that you are resisting in this moment or in your life. And just get curious about what it would be like to soften around that resistance in some way. Maybe that means just simply accepting that the resistance exists. And draw your palms to meet in prayer at heart center. Full inhalation, lift your heart toward your thumbs. And as you exhale, allow your chin to bow towards your chest. Then gently blink your eyes open as the palms soften down and lift your head. Let's roll forward into tabletop position, climbing up onto our hands and knees. And then really dig all your fingerprints down into the earth as the palms spread wide. We'll start with some circles through the rib cage. Begin to allow your front ribs to open and soften toward the earth. So there becomes this slight kind of hammock effect through your middle back. Then draw your ribs over to the right and expand them on that side as the left side hugs in. From here, press to the earth and spread your back ribs toward the sky, moving through a center point. And then ribcage glides over to the left, that side lengthens, right side shortens, and finally coming back down through the center. So just move through this at your own pace. I really like to go super slow so I can feel into all the expansion and all the contraction and all the subtlety that exists within these circular glides. And when you're ready, go ahead and reverse the direction of these circles. Let your breath be intuitive. So notice where you naturally want to inhale and where you naturally want to exhale. And you can play with it if you like. Okay, start to find your way back to a neutral spine. We'll do the same thing, but now isolating the pelvis. So as you breathe in, let your belly soften and curl your sitting bones up toward the sky. Then let's glide the hips over to the right. Then the tailbone and the sit bones curl under as your pelvic floor rises. So like scooping the belly in and up. And then draw the hips over to the left. And we'll come back to the center with the tailbone lifting. And just keep moving, again, now through these circles with the hips, going at whatever pace makes sense for you. Couple in one direction, and when it feels good, go ahead and reverse your rotation. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm cueing to. And then make your way back to a neutral spine. With your next inhale breath, soften your belly, tilt your sit bones toward the sky, relax through your front ribs, draw your heart forward, and turn your gaze up. As you exhale, root down, hollow the low core, then the middle core, then press front of heart to back of heart and chin to the chest, so really spreading open the back body. Next breath in, find your way back into the arched spine, cow tilt. It's like your tailbone and the back of your head are going to connect. And as you exhale, drive into your toenails, your shins, your finger pads as the front body suctions to the back body. Okay, last couple rounds here. Maybe we add in some of that circular action with the cat-cows. So just kind of a moment to explore movement in any way you want. It does not have to follow any pattern. And just waking the body up with some breath and deepening our awareness with these really intentional, deliberate articulations through the spine. Good. Let's find a neutral spine once again and go ahead and sit back onto your heels. You can drag your fingertips in. Let's interlace the fingers at the base of the spine. As you breathe in, send your butt just a little bit back. Draw your fists down toward the earth. Maybe they lift away from your sacrum as the back of the heart is supported by your shoulder blades hugging together. The front of the heart rises. Maybe the head lifts, or you could curl your chin a little toward your chest to make some space in the back of the throat. And then sway side to side here, nice and easy. Making space across the chest. Maybe you bow one ear toward a shoulder and change. And then release. Now bring the fingers to interlace in front of your chest. As you inhale, let's arch the spine again. Send your sit bones back. Hug in through your waist. Lift your heart and grow your palms up toward the sky. As you exhale, starting from the sit bones curling under, hug in through your very lowest core, then the navel area, then the solar plexus. Close your ribs and press your palms forward. Next breath in, sit bones rock back. Waistline cinches, heart rises, arms rise. As you exhale, round and curl. Let's do two more. See if you can make it super fluid. Imagine your spine like water. And let each piece move as a sequential progression of what came before it. One more full breath, really deep inhalation, filling the body with prana. And exhale to round and curl. Inhale, stretch your fingers all the way up to the sky. You can release the interlace. As you exhale, dive your hands down to the top of the mat. So it's like a more active or forward-looking child's pose. As you breathe in, let's round, coming forward through the hands and the knees. As you exhale, curl your toes under, lift your knees, and send your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. So explore, as always. You're free here for the first couple rounds of breath. So let there be a little less concentration on your alignment and a little more somatic focus. So really feeling into the feedback that you're receiving from your body. Any little wiggles or movements, feel free to take them. And then begin to get steadier in your downward facing dog. Reaffirm the connection of your finger pads to the earth and do the same with your toe pads. Really broaden there and anchor down. Let your forearm bones hug in toward the midline and elevate away from the earth as the shoulder blades broaden. Micro bend your knees and invite your heart to reach in the direction of your thighs. The back waist is expanding. Comb your breath along your back body space. Just one more full inhale breath. As you exhale, press your hands down and forward and press your feet down and backward. Next breath in, lift your heels. Rounding the spine will slowly shift forward into a high plank. Shoulders are over the wrists. As you exhale, elongate in your plank. Send your heels back. Spread your collarbones and reach the crown of your head forward. And then create a really slight doming between your shoulder blades so the upper back spreads. Suction your navel to your spine. Send the energy of your thigh bones to the sky as the energy of your calves reaches towards your shins. So it's like a subtle counteraction. One more, full breath in. As you exhale, very slowly touch your knees to the mat for 3, 2, and 1. And then inhale to arch your spine. Tailbone, heart, and gaze. Rising cow. As you exhale, sit your hips back to your heels, but not all the way. Just bring them to hover and keep looking forward with your heart and your eyes. As you inhale, rounding your spine, we'll wash the breath through the back body. Come forward through hands and knees. Exhale to release all the way down onto your belly. Land your pelvis, then your chest, then your chin. Now, get all 10 of your toenails really gripped to the mat. Roll your inner thighs toward the sky. Notice how this helps to spread your low back space. Hi. And then from here, pull up through your quads and dig your frontal hip bones to the earth. Next breath in, get so long that your heart rises away from the earth and let your hands float. As you exhale, begin to stretch your fingertips toward the back of your mat. Turn your palms face down. And then catch the air between your fingers. It's like you're pressing down into something solid. To traction your heart a little more forward, maybe you lift a little higher. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, release down. Let's bring the palms again beside the ribs. Let's do that one more time. So as you inhale, get connected to the earth. Pull up through your thighs. Lift your heart, lift your hands. As you exhale, start to stretch your hands back behind you. Press into the air like it's solid. Stay here or reach your legs back so much that they lift away from the earth. Spread your toes. Inner thighs still rolling to the sky. Simultaneously hug your inner thighs toward one another. One more deep inhale breath. As you exhale, release. Let's do palms by the ribs again or walk them a little more forward. Next breath in, root into the tops of your feet, and we'll unfurl up into cobra. Shoulders are softening away from your ears. Elbows can be micro bent. Maybe they're a little more deeply bent. If there's tension in your low back, walk your hands more forward and come closer to the earth. So lift through your low belly and your pelvic floor. Feel a little swell from the back of your rib cage forward through your front ribs and up through your heart. Good. One more really deep inhale breath. As you exhale, use your core to send your hips back into tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and downward facing dog. Let's stay 3 breaths here. Let the breath massage up and down. And notice all the spaces it's touching. What's going on through the sides of your waist, the sides of your ribs. And with your next inhale breath, glide your right leg high to three-legged down dog. As you exhale, stack your hip and bend your knee. So right hip stacks over the left one. Your right toes are reaching as far to the left side of the mat as they'll go. Simultaneously, turn the right side of your ribcage toward the earth. Get a little more active through your outer right leg and glute to lift higher. One more breath in. As you exhale, left heel rises, right knee hugs forward, look down, and softly step right foot to right thumb. Come onto your fingertips, land your back knee. As you breathe in, pull your left knee and right foot toward one another. Dig your right big toe down, and then float your fingers to the sky. Curl your right sit bone toward the earth. Lift the front of your hip bones like they're crawling up to your bottom ribs. Connect your palms overhead, then bend your elbows and bring the thumb side of your hands to the base of your skull. Let those points anchor into one another. Get taller as you breathe in. As you breathe out, soften your jaw and you can let your pelvis slide a little down and a little forward. One more full breath in. As you exhale, release your hands down, bring them inside of your front foot and walk that foot wider. Now flex your right toes and pivot from your hip socket so your whole leg turns out. With your next breath in, lift your back knee, walk your hands about a handprint more forward. As you exhale, roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Keep the flex of those toes bright, and then see if you can softly land your outer left hip to the earth. So you might crawl your right leg back for a little more space. You might walk your left arm forward for a little bit more space. So adjust as needed. If you like, you could bend the left knee as well. And then the right hand can just rest onto your right thigh here. The left shoulder draws up towards your ear, but then roll it back and down. And we're breathing into the left ribs, into the left side body, expanding that space. Imagine what would it be like if you were only breathing in and out through your left nostril. Now really get connected to the rooting of the outer edge of your left foot. Press the mound of your big toe toward the back of your mat. Start to press your left palm and finger pads down so the shoulder slides away from the ear. With your next inhalation, dig your right big toe down and begin to bridge your hips away from the earth. Right fingertips can reach up or maybe forward over your head, palm facing down, modified side plank. Next, exhale, slowly lower your outer left hip back toward the earth. As you inhale, again, press down, bridge your hips up to the sky, modified side plank. As you exhale, release outer left hip down. One more time. Inhale, press to the earth, bridge your hips up. Now, as you exhale, you could use the support of your right fingertips to the earth if you'd like, or keep that arm lifted, dig your left fingertips down, and step your right foot onto your left one. So we're in Vashisthasana. Full breath in. As you exhale, use your core, place your right palm to the mat, and send your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. On your inhalation, lift your heels, round your spine, and wave forward to high plank. As you exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga, elbows squeezing to the ribs. Inhale, slide forward, upward facing dog or cobra, heart lifts. As you exhale, send your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Full inhale breath. Full exhale breath. Next inhalation, stretch your left leg to the sky, three-legged down dog. As you exhale, stack left hip over the right, bending your knee. And then reach left toes far to the right. Micro bend your right knee. One more inhale here. Exhale, right heel comes high off the ground. Left knee drives to your chest. Look down, step left foot just inside of your thumb, and land your back knee. Breathing in, inner thighs magnetized, float your fingers up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, connect your palms, bend your elbows, thumb side of the hands to the base of the skull. Now back ribs are rising, base of the skull is rising, and the sit bones start to
Reach forward toward the top of your mat so your pelvis slides a bit forward. Stay as you breathe in and out. One more inhalation, grow your spine taller. Exhale, hands land just inside of your left foot. Heel toe that foot wider. And then back knee rises away from the earth. Walk your hands a little step forward. Inhale here. As you exhale, turn your whole left leg out, pivot, so you're on the knife edge of your right foot, and then softly lower your outer right hip to the mat. So we come into this lounging position once again, and just like on the first side, adjust as needed until you find a spot where you can comfortably expand your breath into the right side, the right ribs. Imagining that the right nostril is breathing in and out. Okay, begin to set yourself up for the modified side plank. So clawing into right finger pads, left big toe, and outer edge of right foot. With your next inhalation, root these points down so much that your hips lift away from the sky, left arm up or forward overhead. And as you exhale gently, lower back down into the lounging position. Again, inhale, root down, lift high, creating a big rainbow arc through the left side body. And as you exhale, release back down. One more time. Inhale, root down to rise up. This time, stay. Left hand could support to the earth if you like or not. Step left foot on top of the right one. Vashisthasana. Breathing in. As you breathe out, we'll revolve back into downward facing dog. Inhalation, heels lift, spine rounds, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, magnetize your forearms as you lower halfway chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your low belly and soften your shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Full breath in. Sweet cleansing breath out. As you inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. As you exhale, travel your feet there. We'll land with the feet about hips distance apart, toes behind your wrists. Bend your knees pretty generously so that your torso, your spine, everything can drape and hang heavy over your thighs. Bring your fingers to interlace at the base of your spine. And as you inhale, find a little, it's like a mini halfway lift. The heart rises a little away from the thighs. As you exhale, dive your heart down. Back of the neck softens and your fists reach toward the sky. Soften your jaw. Full breath in. As you exhale, draw your shoulders away from your ears, away from the earth. Bend your elbows. Hands come to the base of the spine again. Switch the interlace so your opposite thumb is on top. Next breath in. Little halfway lift, growing through your spine. And as you exhale, just folding forward. Uttanasana with chest expansion. Inhale, send your sitting bones toward the sky. Exhale, relax along the sides of your spine. Let the head fall even heavier. Bend your elbows, release your grip. Arms dangle down. As you inhale, halfway lift, sitting bones glide back. Crown of head lengthens forward. As you exhale, pivot on your heels to turn your toes out. Bend your knees and we'll lower into Malasana. Palms to prayer at heart center. Sit onto a block if that is more supportive for you. Soften or close your eyes. And let your inhale breath rise from the root of your tailbone all the way up through the crown of your head. And let your exhale breath rinse back down the line of your spine, softening through the creases of your hips. And just one more breath here. Full inhale. Full exhale. With hands or without, softly release your sit bones to the mat and walk your feet just a little baby step forward. As you breathe in, float your fingertips toward the sky, palms face up. As you exhale, just a little core on the way down. Dig your big toes down. Suction belly button to spine and round down as slowly as possible. like you're moving in super, super slow motion, and the air is thick. And so one vertebra at a time comes to the earth, and eventually back of heart, back of head melt down. Walk your feet in. Let's take Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees are wide, butterfly shape. One hand to the low belly, one hand to the heart. And we'll close our practice here with attention to the breath. So we're going to play again with Samavriti Pranayama. It's the equal symmetrical inhales and exhales. And we'll gradually lengthen the depth of the breath. So soften or close your eyes. Just nice, easy inhale. Easy exhale. Inhale for a count of 6. Exhale for a count of 6. Again, like that. Breathe in for 6. Exhale just as long. Now slightly deeper inhale for a count of 7. Exhaling for 7. Again, like that. In and out for 7 counts each. As you breathe, feel the expansion of not just your front body, but also the sides of the body and the back of the body. And then inhale for a count of 8, stretching the breath even longer. And out for 8. One more round like that. Last 2 rounds here. Stay with 8 counts or maybe work to 9. Just see how long and how deep your breath can be, continuing to maintain the symmetry to the in and out breaths. And then drop the technique, relax any counting to your breath. Let it be easy and natural. Pause for a moment, observe the qualities of your states. When you're ready, hands to outer thighs, draw your knees together, hug them in toward your chest. Keep the back of your head on the ground, or you could lift the head curling into a tight squeeze. Deep inhale breath. And as you exhale, open up into Shavasana. Arms and legs spread out as wide as you need in order to feel really expanded. Let the back of your neck have space, so your chin is gently bowing towards your chest, just a little. And let the corners of your eyes melt down towards your temples. Forehead is soft. Tongue is heavy in your mouth. Everything is descending and dropping and softening. I will leave you here in Shavasana for today's practice so that you are able to stay and soften as long as you have time for. And I really encourage at least a couple of minutes if you have it. But I hope you enjoyed this practice. As always, thank you so much for sharing your space and your time with me. I'm so grateful. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, you can do that down below. You can also join as a monthly donation member. It's just $5 a month and really helps to support me and my channel. Have a lovely rest of your day or night, and I will see you very soon in the next practice. Bye.